are here for a first look at this game. I have no idea what the hell is going on. And I have no sound right now, so I haven't been able to make sure we have audio. So once we actually get game sounds, we'll have to make sure that everything's working properly. Let's see. Name, default's fine. River and Isles. Looks like that's our map. I don't know anything about what I'm doing, so it's fine the way it is, I guess. Mode default, research default. Yeah, that's... Alright, we have sound now. Which looks a little loud. Turn that down to about 60. We'll see if any of the other ones are too loud or not, but that looks decent. I'm going to go ahead and turn it down. Nah. That looks okay in OBS. Alright, so we have a gun that shoots sideways. We have a mushroom. So apparently this is for collecting things. And we have blocks. Can we harvest rock? We can harvest rock. Okay, don't hit tab. Tab bad. Gotcha. So we've got dirt, we got log, we got stone. We can make a stone chest, a stone furnace, a stone smelter, gravel, sand, building material, dirt, copper hand generator, copper sterling generator, copper spawner, copper computer, compact generator, basic platforms, copper pipe, copper cable, copper wire, copper parts. So we need to find some copper is what you're telling me. Go ahead and grab a bit of stone, since it looks like we need that for building things. Now that looks like very coppery. Nope, that's aluminum. Well, we've mined aluminum ore now. We have bauxite. Give me a mushroom. I don't know why I want the mushroom, but I want the mushroom. Is this just dirt? Looks like just dirt. No, that says chalcopyrite ore. Don't hit tab. Yeah, that's chalcopyrite. Well, we gotta figure out, apparently there's some kind of research system in here. So we gotta figure out how to do that. And I don't know if we need to worry much about water. But since we have copper right here, and this looks like more of it, except apparently it says up there in the corner that we have coal here too. So that's coal, that's copper. Alright, so we've got sand, we got copper. Well, we got copper iron. Oh, hey. We have a box. What's in the box? What's in the box? Apparently there's nothing in the box. Spawn point updated. Apparently this is my spawn point. It says it's a copper spawner. A block for setting the player's respawn point. Oh, it's a copper spawner as in my spawn point. Gotcha. Not as in it's going to spawn. Copper. Okay, this is going to drive me up the freaking wall. Alright, so let's make a stone furnace. Stone foundry. It is used for smelting copper, glass, and gold. And this burns solid fuel to generate heat. Alright, so we're going to need one of each of these. How do I put this? Okay, apparently it is in my inventory. Alright. Okay, we don't want to turn it upside down. That seems like a bad idea. There we go. Stone furnace. And then we'll put this on top. What is... Yeah, I'm guessing we want to put that... And we'll turn that that way. Alright, so now in here... how do we get into your inventory? UI, stone furnace. Alright. So that is the fuel. And then stone smelter, we'll put this in there. I'm assuming we're not getting the iron out, we're just getting the copper. Yeah, we got a copper plate. Alright. Go ahead and make a chest, which apparently it makes the building materials for it. Those are basic platforms. We can build a bigger platform as we need. Now, where would we do research at? Guessing the copper computer. Okay, so let's make one of those. We are now into the Copper Age, which I'm assuming this is going to, power input is 200 watts. So this is power output of 1 kilowatt. So we need copper for that. Make one of those. And so this is our little Stirling engine here. Alright, interesting. And it says resource required. Oh, does this need to go on a furnace? Let's pick you up a second. That's just a hand generator. I don't want a hand generator. Converts kinetic energy into electricity. converts heat into kinetic energy. Yes, we're going to need a stone furnace, and then we're going to need this because we need electricity. So we're going to need furnace. We'll take that around here. Then we're going to need the engine. We'll put here for the moment. And then we need to make one of these to make the electricity. And that looks like, I'm assuming the blue is the input, the yellow is the output. How do I tell you to... I want it on the face of it, not in it. My assumption is that it's not liking just hanging there. Now, is that back assward? That's a good question. I should probably turn this and have it come this way. But let's go ahead and... Well, we got coal right here. So let's grab a little coal and some wood. That in there. And recipe progress is 0. Production is 1 kilowatt. Says resource required, so I'm assuming this is backwards. So let's try that again. So now, we need the block back in front. There we go. That started working. Alright. Now we'll put this here. And just for now, we're going to put the computer there. Alright, so there's that. Copper computer, not selected. Resource boost. Alright, so there's our research. We have basic machine, circuit board, heat transmitting, single type storage. We have a better furnace, a container, a lamp. We have bricks, valve, smelting, inventory upgrades, and chests. Alright, well, I'm guessing... Let's just start with that and see what that does. So it looks like it just needs power. And that looks like that's plenty of power to run it. And I'm wondering if we can put like multiple computers to work, researching it if they work on different things or the same thing. Alright, well, our basic research is done. Go ahead and get this copper in here. And that'll give us automation to get us the pumps, loaders, automatic mining, automatic farming, and constructors. So get us the kinetic heaters, recycling, fluid furnace, smelting. This will give us a better smelter. So let's go ahead and start on that. And while that's researching, I'm going to get some copper and coal. Oh yeah, that coal's lasting pretty decent in there. We have a copper automatic hammer. Produces plates from ingots, grinds ore to gravel. Consumes kinetic electricity. Now is that going to make us regular gravel or Now it needs kinetic energy, not electricity. Copper macerator. Grinds gravel for further processing and turns plates into dust. And it needs kinetic. Alright? So that's going to give us 1 kilowatt of power output. And then the Stirling generator is going to give us 1 kilowatt. Alright, our smelting is done. That's power output is 400. That is 600. But I don't think we have any way of transmitting kinetic power. So if we just make 2 more of these, go ahead and I guess we just do the automation one. And then go ahead and make another one of these. We're going to make a hammer. And we're going to make a macerator. And I want to change the way I got this. So actually, let's grab all of this real quick. Put that there. That there. There. Not there. And not there. Now, this only takes 200. So let's go ahead and make a cable to put in there. 2 cables. Alright, so now I think I want to do, I want to put all 3 of these here. And then we want to do this on the top, facing that direction. Alright. And then we'll put our building blocks in front of it. I'm actually going to build a little bit more out on that side. And now this is our electricity. If you want to go there. Alright, we're going to put our hammer there. And our macerator in there. And we'll put a couple cables in like that. Okay, so it looks like they're both on the same thing. So now let's just throw some coal into each one of these. And I actually did this incorrectly, so let's get rid of those. And build this a little bit further out here. Alright, so the automation is done. Let's go ahead and hit the automatic mining. See what that does. Now, copper macerator. If I throw this in here, no, that doesn't go in there. We have sand. So we need to put it in here. We need to hammer it down first. Looks like we need to hammer it down first. Okay, so that gives us impure or gravel. Now, if we put that in here, that's going to give us ore dust. And it looks like every time this, yeah, that's bonus progress. We get a little extra out every time that gets over there. Alright, so this gives us a way of automating up our, well, not automating, but doubling up our ore a bit. So that means that we're going to want to get to like conveyors here, and I believe I seen some loaders in here. Yeah, loader. So we're definitely going to want that. Okay, so copper drilling rig, automated device for mining ore and stone. Deposits are marked on the global map. Consumes kinetic energy. Has item output. Power input is 600 watts. Now, I'm guessing that goes on like these nodes for the aluminum up here. I'm guessing that's not going to work like this. So I'm guessing that no, that's a ruby. That's pyrite. That's our bauxite. There's malachite over there. And we got coal. We got copperite there. Alright. So we'll have to go like this way. This should be our malachite right here. Yep, that's our malachite. Alright. So we'll have to see if we can try that out on there. Loaders are almost done. There we go. Now we're smelting up our copper, and there's our loader. Now, do we need... we probably should move that over, is what I'm assuming. Hey, Lance. You got a storm coming in or something? Okay, so we got automatic farm constructor, heat transfer, pump valve, inventory upgrade. Now let's go ahead and start on the circuit board. That'll get us to a triode, which will then get us to circuits. We have circuit board 2, 3, circuit 2, resistors, advanced circuits, transistors, processors, Got all kinds of fun stuff in there. Alright, start on the farm. Not 100% sure what we're farming because I haven't seen the need to eat yet. Unless we're going to be needing like trees. So, make a couple of these. Now for that, we need 20 plates for a loader. So we're going to need lots of copper for that. Alright, let's make a loader. Now I want to see first off, do we need the loader? I'm assuming that we need to, load the conveyor. Let's get a little more choco here. Alright. So that definitely is going to need a loader, which is what I assumed. So let's get rid of that. And now if we do that, now I don't see it. Now does this thing need to be powered? Let's look at the loader real quick. Info ingredients, no. Doesn't need to be powered, but I'm assuming it is backwards. Or possibly this has to pull from the bottom. So let's play around a bit here. Now see, that definitely looks like it should be going that way. Not that way. So that should be loading onto there. Does it actually need... Does it need a destination? We could just give it a chest. But we're going to try this. Yeah, you need a block there, don't you? Okay, so that is definitely not loading it. Info. It doesn't give us any information about it except for where it's made. We have to give it... Now that looks like it's... Didn't we have stuff in there? Pretty... Is it just not showing that it's... Hold on. There's 18 currently in there. We put this in here. I don't know what all that shit is. Yeah, it's... Oh, I can see it going now. Okay, I don't know why I didn't see it going before. But it's now moving. It's a little slow. But it's doing what it needs to do. Alright, so we're going to have to move these apart. Can it not take... Oh no, it's taking everything out now. Okay. So we need to make a couple more loaders. We're not really going to need the belts. Get rid of this. Let's change all this again. We're going to leave that there. This is going to be research area. So we're going to get rid of all of that. And then down some more flooring here. Did I ever get the heat transmitter things done? Heat transferring. Start that up. Okay, circuit board is made with wood. Okay. Which is what I was guessing. Now, let's just kind of do this for the moment. Now, these heat pipes stores heat energy, conducts heat energy, heat drain 20 watts. Now, our Stirling engine power output is 1 kilowatt. And I'm pretty sure it's straight over from the 1 kilowatt. I don't think there's any loss converting from heat to kinetic. Now the automatic hammer only needs 600. The macerator needs 400. So what we need is a drive shaft. We don't have those. We have copper splitters now. Okay, so if we start our ore processing line here, we're going to want the hammer here, like that. And then we should be able to just do that. Have that go straight out into the macerator, like that. And then have another one of these come here, which is then going to go to a belt. It will go that way. And then we'll get another load. Alright, so we want this one here, this one here. We want kinetic on the top. I do not like the placement of this. So that there. And we want that there. And that's going out of there, going straight into there, and then we're going to grab this, and we're going to put it here. No, we're going to put it here, and then we're going to put the smelter. Which, did we unlock the copper smelter yet? I'm guessing the copper smelter is needed for usage smelting, same thing. Alright, so let's just go ahead and maybe it's going to be faster. I'll put it there. It doesn't look very coppery, but sure. And then we'll put this here. Give it some fuel. And yes, this one is twice as fast as what the stone one was. And then if we want, we can make a loader that would then load that into a chest for us. But it's got 2 outputs, so for right now I'm going to say it's fine the way it is. So we've now got basic ore processing set up. We could put in a chest here at the front with a loader, but I'm not going to worry about that at the moment. We're going to get some more. I ought to check and see if we can double up our, well, it's not completely doubling up, but getting a bonus from our coal if we can use, like, coal gravel or coal dust. Okay, so we got constructor, atmospheric condenser. I'm assuming that's going to give us water. Single type storage triode. We can get a better furnace. We can get a container, which is for fluid storage. Kinetic heater. Converts kinetic energy into heat. Unless we're going to get like a windmill or something like that, I don't know why would we want to turn kinetic heat energy into kinetic energy and then turn that back into heat. Because it's not like we have, you know, drive shafts and shit to be able to move the kinetic heat from one place to another. Let's go ahead for right now and start this one. We do have an ore washer coming up at some point. That'll be interesting. I need to run and go do an old man break real quick. I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. And apparently, while you're gone, it's still running because our thing got done. So we have our, I guess right now, I'm actually thinking about doing this. Alright. So, let's have a look here. We have a copper constructor. Assembler for blocks and items. So, basically, if we want to do all the things automated, we can do all the things in that, is what I'm assuming. Not that I want to do all the things currently, but we might get to that point. Let's go see about, I'll probably want to do the conveyors relatively soon. This needs kinetic power. So let's go ahead and make one of these. And ooh, robot arms. Moves items between devices and conveyors. It needs kinetic power, so we'll need one of these. Let's go look and see. Well, I guess first things first is we can place it anywhere. Okay, that's interesting. Ore cluster is stone, so if we put it just anywhere, it's going to get us stone. Alright, which is what I was guessing. Now this says ore cluster bauxite, and I just need to be somewhere around it. Again, it doesn't want to do anything with that, because it doesn't have one of those nodey things. But we can put it here, and that's going to give us malachite. So, how far over here? Now, what the hell was that? Stone malachite. It said something that wasn't malachite. There it is. What was that? Thoriumite. So uranium oxide and thorium. Interesting. Does that mean we get reactors in this? So if I put this, say, here, we need it like there. We're going to have to dig this out a bit here because we got to get the furnaces down here. And it looks like the output's going to be there. Alright. So we don't have the copper furnaces yet done. So we're going to do a stone furnace. We're going to do a Stirling engine. We're going to pop that there. We're going to pop that right there. And we're going to feed it some coal. Alright. And it is mining away at malachite ore. Alright, so now is it going to automatically output to the conveyor? What did I do? There we go. That is not where I told you to go, jackass. Look here, stupid. Yeah, that's going to automatically output. We're not going to need a thing. Alright. So that means we need a whole lot of conveyors to get that back over here. And we're not going to want to set up like automation for processing over there, because this is going to give us the least amount to get back over here. So if we actually wanted to automate these, we need the gears, which are down there. But let's see if we can just make up a bunch of these at the moment. While we're here, let's get these couple trees out of the way. We're going to need these for circuit boards anyways. And this is clay. We might need that later as well. just carve myself right through the local terrain. Get the tree out of here. I don't see any locals around here that will mind that I'm fucking up their terrain, so screw it. Hey, Falcon. So you know, real money just means what's that in, you know, non-commie metric bullshit. It doesn't mean money. It just means I don't know what Celsius converts to Fahrenheit, and to me, Celsius is, you know, not real measurements of heat. Well, unless we're talking scientific shit. Then it's real measurements for heat. But for ambient temperature, body temperature, stuff like that, Fahrenheit rules. It's kind of, this game to me gives me a Factorio meets IC2 Greg Tech feel. Because we have an automatic miner, we have burning boxes, kinetic energy, we have conveyor belts. When I get back home, we have basically a crusher and a macerator, and then a smelter for smelting stuff up. It definitely looks like somebody, you know, took the Factorio idea and Greg's idea for a game and merged them together. And it doesn't double your ores when you hammer it and macerate it. And actually, to be perfectly fair about it, I would have to say it's more on the lines of, what is that? There was another mod that did similar to this. Trying to think of the mod right now. Where you crushed and sifted. It's easier for me to explain if I come over here and look at it. So you put your ore into this, which is your hammer. And it hammers, if I was looking at the hammer, it hammers the ore down, which I want to see if I can hammer coal, which apparently I can. What that's going to cook into, I have no idea when it tries, but it makes the ore into gravel, and then this is the macerator that then turns it into dust. And then this is the smelter that then cooks it into your plate. And I'm assuming that this coal dust is not going to go in there. I just wanted to make some of it and see if I can get more out of my coal. So if I take this out of here, I put that in there, we'll see if that actually burns. And because as you can see, when you put there's this bonus progress bar, so it only does 1-to-1, but then the bonus progress bar is like 66% per, so you get about 1.33 out of each ore. But then the macerator has the same thing at about the same ratio, so therefore you get, about 1.5 out of each one of them. So if I take, this is coal, there's chalcopyrite, grab a little bit of this chalcopyrite, and we got 9 of them here. We're going to put them in there, and then there is no copper in this. We should end up with about 12, maybe a little more when that 9 gets done. So let's see what we end up with. So you can tell right there is where the bonus hit, because it had 2 come in. There's where another bonus hit, where we had 2 come in. Now, while that's doing that, the reason why I said Factorio is because we have computers. And these are for our research. And so it gives us all kinds of things that we can research. And the reason why I said Greg Tech is because, well, we have, sulfuric acid synthesis and chemical reactors, rare earth sludge, nitric acid, quantum cores, silicon wafers. It goes deep into stuff, apparently. Right now we're just going through some of the most basic research, and just like in Factorio, both computers can run together. They're just like labs from Factorio. And we ended up getting 19 out of that 9 we put in, so we more than doubled. So that bonus hits more than what I thought it did, because I don't think the recipe actually tells you what the bonus is. Alright, so we got our atmospheric condenser done. Let's go ahead and get the triode done. Collects liquids and gases from the atmosphere. So I'll have to make one of those and see what kind of liquids and gases it collects. But right now I'm working on getting conveyors built to bring malachite in, because it looks like chalcopyrite is a surface rock only, so you can't automate mining it, at least not that I've found yet. But we can malachite, and that's what this is. So, and it doesn't look like it will output into the world. So when I get down here to where it has to drop, we'll see what happens when I get there. I do not consider that GregTech, because of the mod that it is built off of, having absolutely nothing to do with Greg or anything that he's actually worked off of. That is Community Edition, which is basically built off of mostly New Horizons stuff. And in my opinion, if you're going to put Greg's name on something, you should at least try to stick to his ideas of things, and making things excessively grindy for no reason, making recipes you have no idea why you made them, I've talked a lot with a few of the developers of that mod, and I wasn't impressed by what I heard. Honestly, to tell you the truth, any mod pack I'm going to suggest to you is going to be completely biased, because it's going to be my mod packs. Greg has only been doing GT6 for the last 10 years. And the only thing that has really been done with GT5 in mind, even loosely, is CEU. And like I said, I don't like that mod. Now, I will say that I feel personally that Trins has done a hell of a job at... What the fuck is this mess? At, doing GT5R, and is working well on GT4R, which are... The idea behind them is that they are a reimagining of GregTech 5 and GregTech 4 if they would have continued to be a mod past when Greg went to GT5 and then GT6. So GT4R is the same basic concept, at least machine-wise. So you have overclockers instead of having separate tiers. Oh, okay, that works. And things like that, where GT5R has the GT5 tiering system of tiering up machines. But in GT4R, you have the GT5 style wires and pipes, GT6 style pipes. They both have the GregTech 6 style crafting table, though it doesn't have the bottom. Bookshelves, mass storages, because Honestly, I can't use storage drawers after using Greg's mass storages in GT6. They are just the best single block mass storage I've ever used. Hands down, they beat everything else on the market. So there's a lot of that kind of stuff where he's put GT6 type of stuff into either GT4R or GT5R. And we're currently working on the testing, final testing, we're in beta testing now, of the GT5R pack. Well, pack and mod, we connect them, we test them together. I can't say I like the placement of these belts. They're a little annoying. I'm trying to get them to place correctly. Why is that up there instead of down here? But I honestly would say go try the GT6, Surviving GT6 mod pack that's on our website, or if you're more akin to the GT5 style stuff, go try the GT5R mod pack that again is on our website, because we don't use hers because, well, that shit sucks. The arrows from what I see are just for rotating. I'm wondering if I can use like with machines, I can use, yeah, see, I can rotate with R. I'm hitting R on the keyboard right now, which rotates that way. But then I have to use these, which I was assuming that down would mean aim down. And for some reason, that's now laid it's on its side. And now that's up at the top. That's on the other side. I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing here, or why I'm doing here. It's a little strange. See, I can get it to turn that way, which is the way I need it, but I had to turn it the other way first, which is kind of weird. And now it wants to be way up there, which is not helping. Can we get... There you go. Back to some kind of a semblance of normal. They really need to work on the laying conveyor belts, because those are a pain in the ass. Alright, so we're going to need a loader. Let's make one of those. Make some more of these. And I'm going to make some lamps, because it is really dark. let's go ahead and start this copper furnace, though I'm not 100% sure why. But it's going to take a little bit of time. Alright, so copper lamp just needs copper. We don't need any... What the hell did I do? Okay, these don't need to have power. They just work? Yeah. Okay, well that's depressing. You just made a torch. Is essentially what you did. You made a copper torch. Congratulations. Yeah. I know, but that's like everybody's excuse for everything is, well, it's early access. Well, I don't care. Have some kind of sense in your shit. If you're going to have sand, which they have, I have sand right here, and it's a lamp. It should need me to cook the sand into glass, and at least have me use glass to make it. Glass and copper do not make complete sense for a lamp. But I got the sand first thing I got into this world. It was one of the first things I got. So it's not like it's hard to get. You don't need the macerator to do it. Just makes some kind of sense. And making electricity was really easy. So have it connect to the cables and take just a trickle of power. You have power in the game. Use it. I just want shit to be believable. And speaking of believable, I can't believe I just did something that dumb. We are not going to fight these things to go down to just go right back up. We are putting these on this level. Alright, there's the copper furnace. Alright. Uh-oh. Oh, hey, we can draw these things. Okay, well that makes that a whole lot easier. But now you gotta hold on to a minute, because it looks like Greg is pinging my ass. Okay, did I make a loader? Yes, I made a loader. Just put that there. And we need 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like about 5 more conveyors. Yeah, if I hold down the button, I can just do that and place them all at one time. I don't have to do them individually. Alright, there's our malachite, which is making us copper. Alright, so now I'm going to try one of these robotic arms instead of a loader. And give me an item rack. Now, the only issue I have with this thing is it looks like the input is down a block, not on the second block. So I guess we'll put it up here. Alright, and then I like their little robotic arm. He's kind of cute. I can't lie. He's kind of cute. I wonder how many this can hold. Oh, there we go. We've officially automated making copper plates. The only thing we haven't done is automate the coal to keep the, fires burning in the firebox. We should probably look like that. He is, isn't he? He's a cute little guy. Just doing his job. How's our computer doing? Alright, so triodes are done. We can now do circuits. Yeah, let's go ahead and start the circuits. And I want to first off make one of these. So we can take a look at one of these things. And it looks like it is a big old boy. Oh yeah, look at that big old boy. He got some heft to him. And I am assuming that he takes electric on the back, which means we're going to pick his big ass up. And we're going to do a bit of this. And we're going to give him a little bit of the hokey pokey treatment. Sit that there. We're going to move our lamp. We'll just put one there and one there and fuck off. You can go back there. Alright. So now make a couple of wires. Alright. And now this. Shit. What the hell did I do? That's a lot of shit, by the way. problem. I don't see components. Parts. There it is. Copper parts. Oh, there's a button that says recipe, stupid. How about you hit the button that says recipe? Alright, so now that's going to sit here and just make me copper parts, and I get a bonus one every now and then. Alright, now the problem is that this big old bitch takes some power. Because fucking of course it does. Yeah, this thing takes 800 watts of power, where our computers are only taking 200. And I believe we're currently making 1,000. We're making 1 kilowatt using 400 and 800, so 1,200 watts. So 1.2 kilowatts. See, I can speak commie metric. I just don't like it. So we're going to have to get more power generation, which means I really need to get coal if we're going to be making a bunch of these crappy furnaces. Now, we do have copper furnaces that's power output is 2 kilowatts, but our Stirling engine is only 1 kilowatt. The copper Stirling engine pairs up better with the stone furnace if there is no power loss between them, and I'm assuming there isn't. But I'm not, so sure. We can find out, though, doing this. Consumption, production. It's producing 1, it's consuming 1. So yes, it's a 1-to-1 equivalent, heat to kinetic, no loss whatsoever. So the only thing that this would do for me until we get to the next tier of Stirling would be if I made copper heat pipes. But it says heat drain is 20 watts. So I'm assuming that if we use those, we would be losing 20 watts of heat for every pipe that we have connected. And as far as I've seen so far, yeah, copper cable has 0 loss. So it would make more sense to set up stone furnaces with Stirling engines and then connecting wires to that to then not have loss. So we'd be better off with this. So until we get a better Stirling engine, which I'm not sure what that's going to be. Oh, we have steam. That's probably going to be where the better furnace comes in. It's probably going to be needed for the steam. Device for the production of charcoal, coke, and clay firing. Alright, give me that. And since they're going to give us the ability to make charcoal, let's go ahead and look at this Copper automatic farm. It's an automated device for growing plants. I swear they stole that straight out of Bob's or K2, because that really looks like the domed Forester farm thing from K2 or Bob's. Let's see, ingredients. We need gravel, apparently. I'm assuming it needs glass. Let's make... I don't know why I made one of those. I actually want one of these. Are we out of power? We're out of power. Alright, have some coal. We have plenty of stone. Why is it... Oh, now it updated. I don't know what that bug was. Interesting. Alright, so let's just... We are going to need one of these over here, but let's... put that there. That there. And then... see if we can cook glass. Okay, we made glass. Now, is that what that needs? I'm not saying that that looks like that over there, but I'm not sure what that is. But we're making it, and we didn't have the glass. So I'm not sure what the fuck that square is. Copper. That didn't do anything I wanted it to do. Okay, we got the damn thing. I just don't know what the hell I'm doing. What the hell that resource was that was in there. Alright, so we now got the clay thing. Let's go ahead and get the container, because that's going to hold our gases. We need to check that out soon. I take it you figured out the answer to your question? Now, I will warn you that GT5R right now has only basic settings. If you want something more akin to Bloody's GT5U, you'll have to wait until we get the hard settings done, which will be coming in the 119, 120 version. Right now, we're just getting the basics done. in 118 because that's where he started modding this, and we want the game to be, you know, playable before we jump to the next version. But it's still a quite enjoyable playthrough that will take a bit of time to do. Alright, so what kind of power are you going to be requiring from me? For growing plants consumes water, soil. Fertility decreases with each operation. Has fluid input, so it's not going to need power, is what you're telling me. We can do rapeseed, pumpkin, and grass, along with logs. Fertile soil, soil fertility is 36%. Regeneration 2 per minute. Extraction speed is 100%. Okay. Can I give you more dirt? Let's see if you like dirt. Now, there was a thing in here. There it is. Atmospheric condenser. Now, we have water right there. And in the computer, we have a pump eventually. So, we're going to try to make a pump. But, since this is the first thing, and it says it gets gases and shit from the air, let's see if this is just a I want water recipe. We can get water and we can get nitrogen. We can get 1/2 nitrogen every second. We can get half water every 2 seconds. So we have water. Now we need pipes. That's not where I want to do. Could you so kindly get the hell out of there? And here, have some, you know, blocks up under your ass. So you're not doing that again. Now, can we draw with these? We can. Alright. Good. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Tried so hard. Can't get above it. Alright, so we now have water. And we should be making tree. Now, the only question is, where the hell's it come out at? Laz, I believe you can officially suck my asshole. How about that? I believe I live in the U.S. and our street signs still go mile per hour. And our temperature is told to us in Fahrenheit. Okay. Aha, so that's where it outputs lava. So I cannot, in fact, give you dirt. Well, that sucks. Because I wanted to give you dirt. But now we have wood for us to start making our circuit stuff with when we get to that point. That is not where I wanted you. And also, you have to realize one important thing about the U.S. The greater majority of us, though one side tends to not like it, have a very rebellious spirit. And if the government tries to tell us we have to do something, we're going to tell them to shove it up their ass most of the time. Though, not always, because, one side pretends that, they want to be taken care of and have lost said rebellious spirit. But the rest of us still have it. The same rebellious spirit that told the British to kindly go fuck themselves around about 250 years ago. Most of us would be perfectly happy if the government would just completely stick its nose up somebody else's ass and leave us the fuck alone. Not all, but a good majority of it. He's doing pretty good with his copper. I'm not 100% sure. It doesn't look like we have a you can suck shit right out of here spot on this. So I'm going to assume, which is usually not a good idea, but we're going to do it in this case. We can just suck shit out of wherever the hell we want. So, where the hell? There it is. Copper oven. Give me my copper oven. Hey, that's an easy one to solve. There's a little X button right up in the corner. You hit that little X button. It'll take care of all of your tab issues. You won't not have a damn one to worry about ever again. It's a beautiful little thing. I can't say I like the way you're doing me here, George. We're going to put you up here for now. Well, that's not exactly where I wanted you, but we'll go with that for the moment. Dig you out a little bit. Alright. What the fuck is that mess? Stop that. Now let's give you a bit of a floor, because, well, you just hovering there kind of annoys the shit out of me. Alright. Now, copper oven. If I give you wood, you apparently take heat. Consumes heat energy. Yes, you do. Power input is 2 kilowatts. Alright, so you're going to need a good load of a lot of heat. So this is probably where we're going to need those heat pipes. Because I'm assuming you're going to want that heat from right there. And this copper furnace is going to give us the 2 we need, but it's going to give it to us out of the top. I'm going to pop that out of there. Pop that out of there. The fuck is... There it is. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to make one of these. That does not look like that's doing what you thought that was going to do, dumbass. Does it need it up its ass? It might need it up its ass. Let's look here. See, there's that. Oh, it's in the... Well, you're about a little cocksucker, you know that? So you're gonna go there. Which means we can get rid of that. We can do that. And then we can just cram that little bitch right in there. Yeah. And we're going to give you 1 piece of coal. And we're going to give you a stack of wood. Ooh, it takes more than 1 piece of coal. Gotcha. How much are you gonna make? Oh, okay. She's going to make us 10 coal, charcoal, not coal. And you're going to make us creosote. Can be injected, extracted from machines by pumps, and burnable. Alright. So then if we put that 10 coal in there, that's going to make us more. And I believe we had fluid burning boxes, so we can burn our creosote in those fluid burning boxes. Though I think right now we'll make a container for it, because if they, you know, took any ideas from Greg Tech, this thing should not give much heat or power from the creosote. So we'll just let that
Hello, motherfucker.
build up in there. Who the hell's motherfucking me? What some bitch got the hair on his little balls to motherfucking me today? Oh, hi, Treasure. Now, do I want to use a loader? No, I kind of like those cute little fucking... Yeah, let's just use them cute little fuckers. I kind of like them. My mic is echoey. My mic definitely should not be echoey. Are you sure it's not your brain that's echoey? Is your brain echoing? Nobody else has complained, and I've been doing this for like 2 hours. And that's not echoey, I just listened to it. That's the tingy shit because of the background noise. That's not echoey. Just the way I sound, motherfucker, is normal. You're just used to hearing me through fucking Discord. And Discord has fancy shit to make me sound different and cut out half of what I say that I don't fucking deal with for this. I like to give it to you bitches raw. Right in the ear hole. It's 'cause it's not. Fucking Treasure's weird. You have to forgive him. He's special. I did listen to it. And both of them are listening to it. And they both say it sounds fine. So since you're the only one bitching, we're going to go with this as a Treasure issue, not a Bear issue. I know you're not lying to me, but that doesn't mean that you're not an oversensitive little bitch. There's a difference between the two. No, I know exactly what it is you're hearing. I told you exactly what you're hearing. I have a fan on and an air conditioner going. It is hot as fuck down here. So I have to have both of them going. And there's something in my computer that's making my sound card pick up noise that's not coming through my mic. I can unplug my mic from the cord and it still has noise coming through it. So it's picking up noise outside of the mic. And I don't know what it is. I have not been able to figure it out. So I have shit to reduce that background noise, which gives you that tinging sound that you claim is an echo. Because you're retarded. And I guarantee you, because he said, let me go check some other streams, that motherfucker done jumped the fuck out, jumped to somewhere else, is now sitting and listening to their stupid ads, to come back and tell me, I know what it sounds like. I have a dashboard, retard. I literally clicked on the dashboard and hit, let me hear my stream, please. And listen to it. I know what it sounds like. It's not echoing. I know exactly what it is. I know exactly what it's doing. I know how it's doing it and why it's doing it. I don't know why I can't get this through your thick fucking skull. It is not my fault that you're an audiophile and think every fucking sound that enters your ear hole has to be fucking perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm a fat old fuck that likes to play video games that you're supposed to come in and enjoy. Not come in and whine and bitch and complain because I don't sound like the perfect little angel. You want perfection? Go fuck with somebody else. You want a raw, insensitive asshole? You come to me. I don't need to listen to a stupid fucking clip when I can listen to it live. Are you stupid? Do I have to come all the way to Idaho, slap that dumb cunt that just got 7-year life sentence for being retarded on my way by, and then knock on your head to get you to understand I have a mute button, I can unmute the stream and I can listen to it live? I don't need a fucking clip. First off, fuck off. Second off, it's my job as your friend to let you know if there's issues. Same as when you let me know in my stream. Yeah, but your streams are annoying. You have really bad issues. Like, I can't hear you at all. There's an idiot in the corner of the screen mad mugging the camera instead of playing the fucking game. And his stupid ass face is covering up part of the screen that is viable for me to understand what's going on in the game. And he needs to fuck off. Yes, I'm hating on your webcam because nobody gives a shit what your ugly ass looks like. We're here to play a game. Would you like to play a game? And no, I'm not going to ride a tricycle through with clown makeup on. But it was funny. Is this bitch doing anything? This bitch ain't doing shit. Ooh, steel production. Now you're talking. You just made my little sticker want to peck out. Should I... I'm thinking we should do this first. Because that's going to get rid of that creosote. And I don't know what other things we might have for creosote. My question is, how the hell are we doing steel with just copper? We haven't even gotten to iron yet. Okay, we have pyrite there. That's going to be where we're getting our iron, I'm assuming. We have coal over there. That's our aluminum. This is the copper we're bringing in currently. We actually have Chaco. That's more pyrite. Pyroclatite. AuS2. So Au is silver. Ag is gold. Right? PTS2, which I'm assuming is platinum. And RHS2 is rhodium? I think that's rhodium. Alright, hold on. Where's my periodic table? PT is platinum. AG is silver. AU is gold. So I was back fucking assward. But yes, RH is rhodium. We got cinnabar for our mercury. What else do we got around here? Everything else looks about the same shit. Somewhere there's a thorium thing. There's magnetite. There's some good iron. I'm not sure where that thorium thing was. There it is. Thorium oxide and uranium oxide. Sexy. Make my little sticker won't pack out. The horizontal stripe of elements are all man-made and last that. What the fuck are you? What the fuck are you smoking, Treasure? Are you on crack again? Hold on, folks. We have to have an educating Treasure moment. Because I'm thinking Treasure's being stupid. Hold on. Let's discuss. Now, this is your periodic table. Now, there's a whole lot of horizontals here. There's horizontals that are broken up. There's horizontals that are all the way across. And there's a few horizontals that are split out of this area right here. Now, which horizontal stripe of elements is it that you are claiming are all man-made and less than a second general? Bottom pink one. So you're saying that thorium is man-made. Uh-huh. Try that again. Try that one more time. I'll tell you when you get the right answer, because I know what the answer is for what you're going for. I know right where they're at, and I can point to the damn things. And looking at the colors on here should give you a clear indication very easily of what is naturally occurring and what is man-made. And whatever you just typed, somebody didn't like. I'm guessing you did it in all caps, and it got removed. So don't do that. Yeah, don't give me a link. Links aren't going to work. You're not allowed to do that in my streams. Yes, that's a lot of elements. You don't need to Discord me a fucking link. I'm not going to Discord. I know what it is. I want you to tell me what it is. They're even numbered, dude. It's very simple. Is it number 1 through 86? Is it number 26 through 30? 57 through 71? 89 through 103? 93 through 103. So from here to there is what you're saying is man-made. Now you're saying from here to there. Well, I can guarantee you that from here to there is the right answer. These are man-made. These do not last very long. Hence the reason why they're black. These are ones that are man-made and have a very limited lifespan. And as you can see over there on the side, we know very little about because of the matter of moments that they existed. I don't know why you think you need to teach me this. Because I'll tell you, not all of these down here are man-made. Plutonium is currently man-made, but lasts way longer than a few seconds, and was naturally occurring, but only because of its limited lifespan. It's decaying. Has it since decayed since it was created? But it was naturally generating, if you want to call that, occurring. Okay, but just because they're man-made does not mean that they are quick to fuck off. Most of these that are down here do not have a half-life that is that quick. Some of them do, some of them don't. These, on the other hand, are the ones that are really quick to fuck off, because we know almost nothing about them. And also, dickhead, do not, by any fucking mistake of the phrase, call the people in my stream chat. They are people. There is Balloon Bug, there is Laz, and there is you. They are not just some conglomeration of assholes in the wind. They are people. And I am here to offend each and every one of them on a personal level. I will not refer to them in a conglomeration known as chat. That is the most disrespectful way of talking to people I could ever think of. It's like, you're no longer people. You're just the assholes that spew words into my fucking chat. No. There's people behind those words. They have feelings. And it is my job to offend those feelings and poke at them from time to time. I agree, Laz. That is one thing that streamers do nowadays that just irritates the shit out of me. I will say, those of you that are watching the stream, I may even occasionally say those of you in chat, meaning those that are conversing in chat, but I will not call them chat. That is disrespectful. That is dehumanizing. And when you dehumanize people, you don't think about their feelings. And damn it, I'm all about people's feelings. And how I can poke at them and irritate them. And offend them. Okay. We've gotten to the part of the stream where Bear's just gonna, mine for a minute, because mining. Hope you don't mind. But I like mining. Even if it's done with a laser ray that kind of annoys me, I still get to go mining. I want my pickaxe, damn it. Also, by the way, where's my shadow at? There's my shadow. It's noon, you can't see my shadow for shit. But I am one buff-looking robot, by the way. Okay, congratulations. Do you want a cookie? No, I haven't played fucking Ark in forever. Ark is something I don't play unless, I'm playing it with Junior. Oh, fuck off, bot. I ain't even gonna bother to report your stupid ass. Just fuck off. I'm pretty sure not too many people have ever called their daughter Junior. Junior's is mini me. Yeah, pretty much. He's Bear 2.0. No, we don't share the same name. But that is normally why you call someone Juniors, because you have named them your same name. And it's not just a US thing. You actually find it more in Mexican culture than you will in American culture. We have the same initials. We do not have the same first and middle name. Well, we do have the same middle name, but we don't have the same first name. but we have the same initials. Because that's our family tradition, because I had the same initials as my father, and so I gave my son the same initials as me. But he goes by Junior because he goes by Bear, and it's kind of weird when people call for Bear and we're both around. And it's kind of weird for me to be calling him Bear when I'm Bear. So therefore, to me, he is Bear Jr. Now, when he is outside of my presence, like at work, he is Bear, not Junior. But when he's at home and around people that know me, he's Junior. Because he's the second iteration of me. Right. Yeah, we'll go with that, Treasure. Alright, so we have copper. We have loads of copper. We got 500 and some copper in here. Little dude's doing his job. I think we should probably look into automating coal. We can automate wood, but like the thing says, it's going to lose fertility. And we'll probably have to have a lot of these. And I would much rather use coal for coke than charcoal and save the wood for the circuit boards. So let's check the computer here. And that's going to take 2K to do resistors. Signal is just going to give us sign shit. We don't care. Pumps is going to give us other pumps. But we should be able to get water with that. Valves is, well, valves. Recycler permanently destroys raw resources and disassembles machines. I don't think we need that currently. Kinetic heater, not something we need yet. Steam pack is what I actually want to check out next. So let's go ahead and start that. And then we'll probably start on the steel thing. Let's go ahead and we have coal down here, which is looking like it's going to be this direction. And by the way, for anybody that is interested, that normally watches the GT5R testing server stuff, due to the heat that we have the next couple days, because it is going to be hot as fuck around noon, almost 100. And with the humidity we have down here, it's gonna suck. So we're not going to be doing testing today, and probably tomorrow. We'll get back on the server probably Thursday and Friday. so it'll be a short week. But because of that, I am going to attempt, if I can keep the dog quiet and asleep in the morning when Junior fucks off to work. I built a Factorio Space Age mod pack that has a whole bunch of planets in it. And also has no space platforms, rather than those stupid space platforms that I absolutely can't stand. It has where you just shoot cargo rockets from one planet to another, so we won't have to do the space platform thing that I find annoying. But I'm going to try to start streaming that in the morning and see how it goes. I had to take a few things out of the pack, unfortunately. I had some reactor stuff in there that I wanted to use, but one of the planets that I have in there uses the centrifuge for like stone processing or some shit, and because of that they have messed with the centrifuge research, so I wasn't able to have the reactor mods in there that I wanted. But it still should be a bit of fun, so we'll try that out in the morning. Probably around, I would say 6 a.m. or so. Something like that. Between 6 and 8. Well, now you done went and fucked it up, stupid. There we go. Okay, now make a copper splitter. Let's try one of these out. So it looks like it'll put it just about any direction we want, which is good, because we're going to put it down to here. So we're going to need it. Let's carve this out a little bit here. Yeah, about like that. Get rid of that dirt so it's not looking all ugly. That's not where I wanted you. There, that looks a little less horrific. Doesn't take much to make. I think we're going to automate belts soon. Yeah, that doesn't quite do what I want it to do. Now we gotta fight with this stupid thing again. Oh, I hate fighting with this stupid thing. Okay, that time it's just gonna work. Sort of. Now it's not going to. Great. Why does it say it's got one? What the fuck is going on here? Why are you being a bitch? Are you trying to piss me off? Okay, so you don't like going straight into a splitter. That's your problem. Alright, fine. Be a bitch. I don't care. I'll make you work. Where the fuck did my splitter go? My damn splitter. Give me that. Oh, what the fuck is your minor motherfuck up here? Output 1, output 1. Oh, you don't have an overflow like... You're not a good splitter. You're a bad splitter. You're an annoying splitter. No. What the fuck is your malfunction? What the fuck is your minor malfunction, numbnuts? Did your parents have any children that lived? Where the fuck's the input on this bitch? Are you now going to be happy and do your job? And what the fuck is your problem? Resource saturated. Why you know mine? Power support. What do you mean power support 0? Resource support. Are you on crack? What the fuck is your minor mouth fuck up right now? Get your... Yeah, it's... Get the fuck down there. Get your fucking coal. Get the fucking work. What do you mean resource required? You have heat. No, you don't, because you're fucking backwards. You're supposed to be... that way, stupid. That damn thing turning made me put it the wrong way. Okay, now you're splitting properly. Thank you. Now we just need to get this over to here somewhere. And I gotta decide where I want to process this. Because currently that's where I'm processing copper. So I'm guessing we're gonna process the coal somewhere around about now. That way we can put it that way and input into all of those. Yeah, that sounds about right. So going to here, and we're going to say round about this line-ish. So we're going to have to turn that if we don't want to go over the water, which we kind of don't. Yes, we're going to zigzag. We're going to zig and we're going to zag and we're going to make this work. We don't like you. Okay, so that's the way we're going to have the belt go. back along here. We'll do something with that. And it's going to come around this way, come around this way, and now let's get the processing for it done. So, for our processing, we're going to need 2 stone furnaces. We're going to need 2 Stirling engines. We're going to need a hammer. We're going to need a macerator. And then we're going to need at least 2 loaders. Well, I haven't played Satisfactory in fuck off forever because before the 2.0 update, it was just boring. So, I can't say, since I haven't played Satisfactory. At least not the modern version of it. But this annoys me less than Satisfactory did last time I played it. But it's along the same lines. It's a build a factory game. Hey, Debusa. Yes, new game. To me, this feels more like Greg Tech and Factorio's bastard child. Where Satisfactory feels more like Minecraft and Factorio's bastard child. Alright, so I'm going to say we're going to go ahead and start stealing. And let's see what that has to do for us. But where is... Oh, so we can make these to put in the computers for making science better. Does it eat them? I wasn't impressed by Foundry. I tried Foundry, I wasn't impressed. Okay, so that boosted from 1 a second to 10 a second. Alright, that gives it a hell of a boost. Interesting. Now, the thing I noticed, it says consumption is 400 watts. But the computer says 200 watts input. So I'm guessing this is calculating across the two computers I have hooked up, not just the one I'm currently looking at. Alright, so steel is now researched. We have steel pipes. We have steel parts. There's our steam pack thing, which I want to try out in a bit. What do we want to start researching? Holy shit. That unlocked all the things. Well, let's go ahead and get bricks done quickly, because that's only 20. I have no idea what Fortress Craft Phoenix is, dude. Get the signal thing done. We got a different automatic miner. We got flywheels, we got electric furnaces. All kinds of things to look at. Terracotta tiles, wood planks, stone tiles, red tiles, dark tiles. Terracotta, red bricks, dark bricks, terracotta bricks. All the fucking things. Let's just do this. Apparently he's going to give us a bigger inventory. Oh, I need more copper. Nope, I don't believe I have ever played Fortress Craft anything. I don't even know if I've ever heard of it. Basically the true bastard child of Factorial Minecraft. Okay. Well, it seems like there's a lot of those out there right now. Satisfactory gave me that original feeling. Foundry gave me a somewhat of that same feeling. Just, I don't know why. I wasn't a fan of Foundry. And to be perfectly honest, I wasn't a big fan of Foundry for the same reason of what I'm doing here. I had no reason to build, factories and shit. Though you don't really do that in Factorial either. But it just was... I didn't like this whole thing. Building, lanes across the terrain. I'm not minding it in this, and I don't know why. I honestly have no idea. Maybe it's because this has more enjoyable resources. I'm getting, Chocopyrite, Malachite, things I'm used to. Not just bland old iron, copper, that sort of thing. I don't know. Those give me more of a... There might be something better coming eventually down the line. Where when you just give me bland old copper and iron, it's like, okay, man, you're not impressing me much. Go ahead and see if we can... I still hate these fucking belts. If somebody can explain to me why this has to be so annoying to go from there to there, I really appreciate it. Because I don't get why this has to be so fucking painful. I literally want that to lay up against that fucking wall. So I go this way. And it does nothing. Why is it upside down right now? Why does going that way turn it... If I want to turn it that way, I'd do it with my R key. I wouldn't be using these stupid arrows that are annoying as hell. Fuck is... Okay, now you managed to go the exact opposite way I wanted you to go. But now I can't rotate you the right way. Build, rotate while toggling shift or alt. Maybe I should read the screen. Maybe there's more helpful ways of doing this. What the fuck is that even doing? Okay, that's just... Why would I want that as an option? I'm not trying to make the high banks of a racetrack here. Why would I want my belt on the side? Why can we not just go the fuck up the wall? I know you can do it. I've done it. It's just painful to figure out how. See, again, you're trying the banked oval of fucking Dover. We're not trying to do here. This ain't NASCAR, asshole. There. That's what I want. Sort of. Hopefully. Okay, what the fuck is this? Why are we... What the fuck are we even doing right now? The fuck is this shit? You normally put a block thing there. Why did you do that of all things? Are you on fucking crack? Yeah, that thing. That's what I'm wanting here. I don't want whatever that is. Now you're trying to do that again. Why are you doing that again? What the fuck good is that doing absolutely anybody? Oh, this is just getting irritating. There. Fuck me. Why did that have to be so ungodly fucking painful? Can you lay the fuck back? No, that's up. I want you down. Can you lay the fuck down? Okay, now you're on your side. There you go. Fuck me. So far, I'm liking this game. Minus the belts. Belts should not be this painful. And now I gotta go back down. I seriously shouldn't have done any of that. And now we're just gonna fix it, because I'm not doing it back down. You can't make me fucking give a shit about making this bitch go back down again. I'm off by a couple blocks. But we can fix that. We'll fix it in post. It's fine. Alright, so this going into there. And we need another loader. So that go into there. And for right now, we're going to give you that. You that. And now this should be outputting us coal dust. We're now going to get a robot arm. And we're going to get a item rack. And we're going to have the robot put the shit hopefully on that item rack. Beautiful. And now we're going to get 2 more robot arms, a couple more belts, a loader, and I'm hoping we can use dust for the coke. Let's go check that out. We need to change the recipe. Didn't we have to pick the... No, that was the other thing we picked the recipe. Maybe we need more. There we go. Apparently it takes 10. And the robot arm shouldn't grab it because it's doing charcoal at the moment. There we go. We now have coke. Now, I don't know if we can do that with the regular coal ore or if we need to make it dust, but I want it to be the dust. So, that's what we're going to do. Make a couple more of these lamps. It's dark out here. Alright, so we're gonna do a loader off the front. We're gonna have the loader into the splitter. Onto the belt. And then that's going to feed these. Beautiful. You give me that. And now we just gotta hope that this is fast enough to do what we need to do until we get one that's faster. If not, we'll have to set up multiple of them, which isn't a big deal because we can set up another pair of them right over here. Okay. Make a little belts. And we want this to run basically right along here. And then we'll have to come out for that part. So that'll go there, and then here, and like that. Oh yeah, that's the smelter. And then we need 1, 2, 3 robotic arms. And then this will run over to that unless I decide I'm gonna move that at some point. And now we can move that. And the robot arms can feed the charcoal in, or the coal dust into there, and that'll keep our copper running. So unless we run out of coal or copper, we should now have a steady supply of copper coming in. And once we get this routed around over here to this, then we can have coke being made, which we need to figure out what all it needs to make steel. And I'm not sure what that's going to be. That says smelting copper, glass, and gold. Copper blast furnace. That's what we need. Not quite sure how you're doing copper, or how you're doing steel in a copper furnace. But we're going with it for the moment. Well, hello, you're a big old bitch. Alright. Let's just for now set you here. Now, where was that pyrite? That way. This is my coal. Where the fuck is my coke? Oh, there's my coke. I'm blind. Alright. Do we throw this in? Okay, we do throw that in. So I'm assuming that means you want this justificated. We're just going to assume that. So we need to set up another hammer macerator thingy. Okay. Why are you not wanting to work with me, asshole? Okay, that. Alright, so there's this pyrite ore dust. Right now, we're just going to set this here. Can't put that in there either. We can put that in there. But we can't put the pyrite directly. We need magnetite. Chance we need magnetite. It hasn't told us we can smelt iron. That only says copper, glass, and gold. Well, it took the pyrite. And then it says iron plate. What the fuck am I doing with that? Why the hell did I put that in there? So, even though it says copper, glass, and gold, it does do iron. Alright. So then we put the iron in here. Now, this thing, I'm going to assume, is going to need heat. And I'm assuming it's going to need it up its ass. Because, you know, where else would you put it? So we're going to assume you need that there. No. You don't need that there. Well, what the fuck do I do with you? Info. Furnace for melting steel needs 10 coke, 10 iron plates to make 10 steel plates. Okay? So you want more iron is what you're telling me. can get you more iron. That's not a problem, Bob. I'll hook you up. I'm your Huckleberry. Okay. Take that. Make bear steel. Again, not 100% sure how you're doing that in copper. I'm hoping the outside of this is copper. The inside of it was made with clay. It only says rock. Would have been much better if it would have been clay. Like, you know, if we needed one of these to make one of these, would have made a little more sense. But we'll go with it for the moment. I won't talk too much shit about you till I leave. Then I'll talk all kinds of shit about you. That's the way you do it, right? You don't talk shit about them in front of them because you hurt their feelings. You wait till you leave and you tell everybody else how fucking crap they are. Alright, we have made our first steel. So now, I need to come down here and get the rest of this coal mined out of here so I can get my platform in here. And then we can start automating the iron process. Can we pump this water the fuck out of the way? This water's a little annoying. We're below the water table. I need a dredge pump. I'm not sure why their coal is white. That's a little disturbing. It should be like the opposite of that. And all of that says dirt. So I'm going to assume we have most of the coal out of that. I don't know about the water over there, but I'm going to assume we have most of the coal out of this. Maybe not all of this. Again, we need a dredge pump. Pump this shit out of here. But we can go ahead and make this a bit of a platform here. Alright, now I can walk around a little bit more. And next time we'll start mining up that pyrite. Get it automated into iron. Start automating that into the steel oven over here. Get our coal processed into coke. Probably going to move where I have it. I'm not 100% sure I'm happy with its current location. But now we can start on like the boiler, advanced smelting. That's going to take a bit. We're probably going to want to get more power for that. Steel furnaces, electric engines, all kinds of fun things here to get started on. And we'll probably also start on actually automating belts with this thing. Get some more computers and maybe start automating up some circuits for the computers. They just need copper, glass, and wood. We have the wood being made. We can put down a miner anywhere and it'll mine stone. And then we can turn that into gravel, turn that into sand. And then get that cooked up. So I think we're going to get the hell out of here for today. And if you guys enjoy this game, I'll continue to stream it. If not, y'all can fuck off and I'll play it myself. So let me know what y'all think. And we'll see about doing it some more. And it looks like I need to get my coal over to that one because we have no. This would be a good way for a good reason for the electric heater, actually, because we could use the heater for the Stirling engine and just run wires out there instead of having to run a coal belt out there. So yeah, that's probably what we'll end up doing next time as well. Anyways, y'all have a good one, and I'll see you next time.